Jai Shri Gurudev. Dear children, welcome back to online class. I am Mr. Nagaraj, Assistant English Teacher of BGS English School, Agalagarki. Dear children, in the last class, we have discussed about the poem Grandma Climbs a Tree, which is written by Ruskin Bond. Who is author of the poem, children? Ruskin Bond. So, just we have to glance, children. What was the age of grandma when she last climbed the tree? Yeah, absolutely. When she last climbed the age, that is 62 years. Next question, children. What is the gift of the grandma from her childhood life? Yeah, it's nothing but a climbing a tree. So she had a gift from a god, that is nothing but she would have climbed a tree without hesitation. So let us, dear children, let us continue the poem coming to the next stanza. I can do it better, and we had to agree. For all in the garden, there wasn't a tree. There wasn't a tree. So, dear children, in the last class, as I told, so everybody of the family members or a caretaker of a grandma would have given the suggestion to the grandma. What is that suggestion? When one grew old, we have to stop a climbing a tree. So for that sake, Granny would have a response to her with a laughing. Say, yeah, I will grow disgracefully. And she was laughing and she was answering. That is, I can do it better. We had to agree. So I can do it better, children. Make it underline. Who does I refer to? I refers to nothing but a grandma. What she can do it better? So, even though whether the given suggestions or whatever it may be, so she could lead her life with a gracefully and before than in the earlier life. It means she could lead her life with a graceful life. She was given a hope for that I can do it better. I can live better than in the earlier. And we had to agree. Who had agreed the suggestion? Yes, the neighbors or a well-wishers of a grandma could agree our suggestion. For all in the garden, there wasn't a tree. Make it underline, children. Very, very important extract. For all in the garden, there wasn't a tree. Can you guess, children, what is the meaning of that? It means Granny would have climbed each and every one of the trees which are in the garden. Is it clear, children? For all in the garden there wasn't a tree. It means Granny could climb a tree, each and every which was in the garden. She had not been up at one time or another, having learned to climb from her loving brother at the age of 6, but it was feared by all that one day she would have terrible fall. So everybody of the grandma supporters or family members or neighbors, they were getting a fear about a grandma. What was that fear? If she was fell down from a tree, what we can do? So that was a fear among them. And moreover that, having learned to climb a tree, loving brother when she was at the 6-year age. She was learning to climbing a tree at the age of 6 years from her loving brother. So after that, everybody of the family members are well-wishers. So they are suffering. They are getting a fear about a grandma would have terrible fall. So what we can do if she was fell down? And the outcome was different. While we were in the town, she climbed a tree and could not come down. So what was happening, children? Let us see here. So the outcome was different. Everybody of the family members or neighbors, they were in the town. What will happen? She climbed a tree, but she could not come down. Why? What will happen? So after climbing a tree, she was unable to come down. Means she's become very weak. She is unable to climb a tree. Which was happening. Everybody, the well-wishers were in the out of the town at the time which will happen. So she climbed a tree and could not come down. After the rescue, the doctor took Granny's temperature and said, I strongly recommended a quiet wait in bed. So after that rescue, what was that rescue, children? What was that rescue? It is nothing but after everybody were in the town, she was climbing a tree, but she was unable to come down. That is a rescue. After that, the doctor took the granny's temperature. The doctor examined the body of the granny, and he was recommended. What he was recommended? he was recommended to take a rest for a quiet week. For a quiet week, she needed a bed rest. Make it underline, children. I strongly recommended a quiet week in bed. So, who does I refer to? I refers to the doctor. So, what he was recommended? He was recommended to take a rest in a bed for a 1 week. For a 1 week. We sighed with relief and tucked her up well. When the doctor given a suggestion, everyone, the well-wishers of the grandma were very happy and for the suggestion, and moreover, they sighed with a relief and tucked her up well. Everybody were agree that suggestion. And why? Why? Because granny was at least 1 week. She was taking a rest, not to climbing a tree. And we sighed with relief and tucked her up well. Poor granny, for her it was like a green season. It was like a season in hell. So brief season in hell. For granny, it was like a brief season, like hell. Hell means what is the opposite of hell? Heaven. So it was nothing but a hell for her. To sleeping on the bed, granny thought that it was a hell for her. It was like a brief season in hell. A brief season in hell means it's nothing but a granny was thinking about that it is nothing but a hell. Okay, children? Coming to the next stanza, children. Confined to her bedroom, while every breeze whispered of summer and dancing leaves. So while she was in the now she was taking a rest 1 week. At that time, confined to her bedroom. Confined means restricted in an area, because the doctor gave a suggestion. Every well-wishers are also agree that suggestion, and they were restricted to quiet week in a bed rest. After that, while every breeze whispered in a summer of dancing leaves, due to heavy windfall, by the time the summer leaves were dancing. But she held her pace till she felt stronger. So even after suggestion the doctor, she wanted to wait for 1 week. For what purpose? She wanted to become a stronger. For what purpose she wanted to become a stronger? Because to climbing a tree again. And so till she felt stronger, then sat up and said, once she become a stronger. Once after becoming strong, so she was answered like this: I will lie here no longer. Till now, I am unable to sleep on the bed. I will lie here no longer. Make it underline, children. Who does I? I refers to the grandma climbs a tree. To who was it said? It was said to the well-wishers of the family. And she called for my father and told him undaunted. After a second only, she called her father. Whose father? Whose father he called? She called my father. Make it underline, children. My father refers to Ruskin Bond's father. And moreover, that house. And she called my father and told him undaunted. Make it underline, children. Undaunted. What's the meaning of undaunted? Means a disappointed or a danger. That a house in a treetop was what she wanted. So she was called her son, and she was demanded a house to be built on a tree. That was happy for her to living a tree like this. And my dad knew his duties. Make it underline, children. Who does my refer to? Here, my dad knew his duties. Who is the speaker here? Yes, nothing but a Ruskin Bond. A Ruskin Bond had know his duties. As a children, we have a responsibility to look after and fulfill the wishes of the parents. Is it, children? So, as he like that, his father also knew his duties. He said, that's all right. When she was demanded to build a house, his father could agree. Whose father could agree? Ruskin fathers could agree to build a house on a treetop. Look at the picture, children, right side. So, there is a tree which was a building on the tree. So, my dad knew his duty. That's all right. He was agree. Ruskin Bond's father could agree to build a tree on the tree house on the top. You will have, what do you want, dear? I will start work tonight. So again, he told his mother, you will have, what do you want, dear? So that's my responsibility to fulfill your wishes. You have to ask whatever you want. I am ready to fulfill, dear. A dear refers to nothing but a grandma. I will start work tonight only. So today only I am going to start my work with my expert assistance. Make it underline, children. With my expert assistance. My refers to Ruskin Band again. My expert assistance is soon finished the core. What was that core? A core means task. What was the task given by grandma to her son? As nothing but to build a house on a treetop. Is it, children? He was soon finished the core with the expert assistant of Ruskin Bond and made her a tree house. Made her a tree house with windows and a door. With windows and a door. So after that, his father, after demanding the grandmas to build a house on a treetop, so he was built within a few days. And coming to the next stanza, children. So Granny moved up, and now every day I climbed to our room with a glasses and tray. So after build a house on a treetop, Granny was moved up, and now and every day, always she was staying there only on the tree house. And I climbed to our room with a glasses and tray. I climb. Who does I refer to here? Ruskin Band. He was going along with always glasses and tray to serve her. To serve her. She sits there in a state and drinks sherry with me. So always she was sits there in a state alone and drinks sherry. A sherry means nothing but a wine. A wine means a strong yellow or a brown wine. It's a grape juice. It's a grape juice. Upholding a right to reside in a tree. Reside in a tree. Upholding means conform or a support. So as a parent, whatever have the demands, they have to fulfill with their children. That is the right of a parents. So this is the poem A Grandma Climbs a Tree, which is written by Ruskin Bond, which is a beautiful poem. So it is, we could understand. So we have to, as a children, we have to fulfill their parents' wishes. Whatever they demanded by the parents, it is our responsibility to fulfill their wishes. This is the beautiful poem which is written by Ruskin Bond. I hope you are all understand, children. Is it? If you have any doubts, definitely have to call me, and after this video I will send the notes. You have to complete the notes. I hope that you are all stay safe by staying the home. Stay safe, stay home. Thank you. Jai Shri Gurudev.